Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to do a granny square. When you're finished, it should look something like this. These are what I had left over from another project. You can make a regular Afghan with them. You can make a baby blanket, scarf, whatever. Today I am going to use this baby blue, and it's by Crafties. And like I said in my one video, using this yarn, this is not the regular yarn that I would choose to use. You can use whatever yarn that you choose to use. My preferred is Red Heart. I am also using a 5.00 millimeter hook. You can use whatever hook you feel comfortable. So let's get started. You're going to start off with the foundation chain. For those that are not familiar, you can go back and watch my one video about the foundation chain and the single crochet hook, or stitch, I'm sorry. So with this, it's going to be the foundation chain and the double crochet stitch. So let's get started. You're going to do a 5, you're going to hook on like so and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now some can say that you can use a magic ring, you can use the foundation chain ring, but the way I've learned is to do it this way. So you're gonna, once you have your 5 in, you're gonna go back to the first hole that you started. Loop in, yarn over, and pull through both of them. Okay? So you're gonna have a ring like this. Now, to get the proper height, you're gonna chain 4. Okay? It'll get you to the proper height that you need. And we're gonna go from there, okay? What I always do, so I don't have to weave in my tail, I will hook both of them up together and pull through. Yes, it does create a thicker one on your hook, but then I don't have to go in and weave them in later on. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now that we have the proper height, we're gonna do 2 more double crochet stitches into the ring. So 1, and 2. Okay, so that's one side. In order to get the corner, you're gonna need to do 3 chains. Okay, so 1, 2, and let me show you how to do the chain. Okay, you're just gonna grab yarn. I always make it twist it around to give it a little more oomph and pull through. Okay, and it'll look like this when you get to the first corner. Now, to fasten that corner to your rest, you're gonna go and, like you did the first side, do a total of 3 double crochet stitches. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now, you're going to do it the same for this corner like you did at your first corner. Chain a total of 3. 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to repeat that pattern 2 more times, okay? Okay, now that we're at the last chain, let me show you how to chain and connect it to the rest, okay? And I lost count. And if you lose count, don't worry, you can frog it, which means that you can pull the yarn out and go back to where you know that you were. Okay, now that I have the 3 chains, we're going to go into the top of the starting chain, like so. Yarn over and pull through both loops. And when you're done, it should look something like this, okay? Don't worry about if this last corner doesn't look like a corner. It will eventually look like a corner, okay? So from here to the end, you're going to chain 3. 2. And this will get you to the proper height, okay? So you're going to do 2 into this corner here. Now the reason why I'm telling you 2 after you chain up, that initial chain will give you the, not only give you the height, but it will act as your first chain. If you chain 3 and then an additional 1, it'll make that space look wider, and we don't want that. Now, to give it that corner, you're still going to chain 3, even though you're going into the corner of the row before. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Because this will give you that corner for the next row. And we're going to go back, chain 3 more, do 3 double crochet stitches into the exact same corner, okay? 2 and 3. Now, for this to get us to the next corner, we need to chain 1. Okay? Once we chain 1, we're going to go into the next corner. Okay? Chain 3, or I'm sorry, double crochet 3 times, and then chain 3. Then we're going to do the same thing again, 3 double crochet stitches into the same hole as before. We're going to chain 1 again and into the next corner. Now, when I say to only do 3, I'm not saying that you can't do 3 in that first initial hole. Now, for those who have done granny squares before, please don't come at me. This is the way I prefer. Okay? My next round, I'll show you what it will look like if you do a total of 3 double crochets after that first initial chain to show you what I'm talking about. So you're going to finish at this corner and do it with the next, same thing with pattern with the next corner, okay? And I have been told that I go fast. So if you need to pause this for any reason, like to catch up, please do so. And I'm sure you'll find videos where they go same way around. I have not figured out how to do so. Now, I'm not saying that the person that created those videos is wrong. This is the way I do them. If you find that those videos work for you, good. Follow those videos. If you find this way works for you, good. It's all up to you, okay? Now that we have finished that last corner, you're going to chain 1 and you're going to slip stitch it into the next one like you did the previous row, okay? Now you're going to chain 3 again, okay? I always turn my work. It's the way I find that it's comfortable for me. And like I have said on every video, or most every video, you can do it however you feel comfortable. I'm not saying that you have to follow my way. I'm not saying that you have to follow another creator's way. Whatever way feels comfortable for you. That's all that matters, okay? So, like I said, I'm going to do 3 into that first initial just to show you what I mean by it doesn't look right, okay? So, 1, 2, and 3. Now, this is how thick it is with the 3 into the 1. The one from the previous is right here. okay? You see how wide it is compared to the row before? That's not the look that I go for. I much rather have it thinner, okay? So we're gonna frog. I'm gonna frog it to give me a total of 3, okay? Go into that corner, chain 1, and then do 3 double crochet stitches into the corner, chain 3, and do another 3 double crochet stitches, okay? So when you have finished that first corner, if you have done it correctly, it should look like this, okay? So you're going to chain 1 and do 3 double crochet stitches into this first hole, okay? Chain 1, and you're going to repeat that pattern for the remaining 2 sides, okay? And a typical granny square will have 4 rows, okay? So after this row, we're going to do it one more time, okay? I know a lot of you are probably thinking, well, why don't you just upload the instructions? I have found that sometimes it's just easier if the person, instead of just being like, here's the instructions, to be like, hey, let me just walk you through it. And while I'm walking you through it, I can crochet it with you and show you what it should look like if it's done correctly. Okay? Now, I know this video is going to be very long, okay? But please, bear with me. I normally can crank one of these out in no time. I'm just taking my time explaining this to you so that you can understand, this is how it should look like and walk you through the whole process. Not saying that any of my viewers are dumb. I'm saying that sometimes doing something for the first time is confusing. And this is just my way of being like, hey, let me just give you a hand. Tomorrow, or my next video, I should say, I'm thinking of showing you how to cast on to a loom and make like a scarf or something. Now the loom that I have, you're able to go completely around the loom. You can get these looms anywhere you want, okay? And you can also create other projects that you would normally think of getting another tool, okay? Now, going back to these I had made a baby blanket with. Now, the particular yarn that I'm using for this, there was this green that I used, that I connected these two together, okay? So this particular blanket that I made was a unisex blanket. It could have been for a baby boy or a baby girl. The person that I had given it to, her sister had a baby boy. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't have permission to mention her name, okay? But if you know, you know. Okay, now that we have at the last one, you're going to chain one like I just did. And chain into, go into the first chain, the starter chain, if I can manage to get in there. And completely go through, okay? You're going to chain 3, turn, and 2 into the one right below it, okay? If I can grab yarn. Chain 1 into the corner, 3 double crochet stitches, and chain 3, okay? Chain 1 and into the next one, okay? You're going to do 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1, 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1, and 3 double crochet stitches, and you're going to follow the same pattern as you did leading to this point, okay, on the remaining 2 sides, okay? Chain 3. And like I said, I know that this is going to be a long video, but please be patient. Because like I said, this is going to be the end product. And you can make that into a regular blanket. You can make that into a baby blanket. You can make it into a scarf, whatever you choose. In the end, it's going to be worth it, I promise. And if you've gotten with me this far, this is what it's going to look like as of right now, okay? We have 1, 2, 3, and we're working on the 4th row, okay? Eventually, when I get enough money, I'm going to get a better setup. But right now, I'm recording these on my phone. I'm not asking anyone to send me money, nothing of the sort. Please do not send me any money, okay? One thing that I forgot to mention, you are going to need a pair of scissors to close out the very end, okay? And possibly, I was just thinking that when I get the better setup, I can go back over each stitch if you like. Please leave a comment here, wherever you see the little comment block. If you'd like it to see these videos and better setup, because I know the equipment that a lot of the creators use is expensive. Okay, now that we're at the last hole, we're going to do the exact same thing like we did with the previous row. We're going to chain into chain 1 and do 3 double crochet stitches. Okay? Now that we're at that point, we're gonna slip stitch into the very first chain that we made. I always do 1 just to finish it off. I pull up enough yarn to make a little loop, and that's where you're gonna cut, okay? Now, what you're gonna do, once you cut this, you're just gonna weave it in. Let's say I actually did. You're gonna go through the top loop, grab the yarn, pull it through. If you made it long enough, you're gonna do it like you would do for the single crochet stitch, and just pull through until you're not able to do the single crochet stitch. Wow, I cannot say that word for the life of me. If you are not able to do that, like I said, just keep weaving it in until you have no more to weave in, okay? Until next time, toodles.